Well now, this particular story is a true story, and in fact it's about a dolphin that I rode on when I was a little boy, because this dolphin was in Northland and it came into the harbour, and his name is Opo. Here we go. Opo, the blue-grey bottlenose dolphin, was in a happy mood as she ducked and skimmed through the waters outside the Hokianga harbour. She could see the Sonama, the fishing boat owned by her friend Captain Jack, ploughing its way towards her. Here was a chance to play her favourite game, body surfing, dolphin style. Perfectly calculating the speed of the vessel, Opo took up her position just where the bow of the boat cut into the clear, clean water, throwing waves upwards and outwards. With a flick of the flipper, she allowed herself to be caught up by the pressure of the waves. It was such fun. She grinned as she thought of the fun that she would have when the boat finally pulled into the wharf at Opononi, the little town just inside the mouth of the harbour. All her friends would be waiting at the beach to welcome her, and she would be able to play some games with the children. Effortlessly, Opo rode the hissing waves and let her thoughts wander back to the time a few weeks ago when she first met Captain Jack. During a wild storm, Opo had become separated from her mother and her other dolphin friends, and feeling very lonely, she'd been wandering the still angry seas off the western coast of New Zealand's North Island when she spied an unusual object in the sea close by. It was obviously having trouble staying afloat. It was Captain Jack. During the same storm, he had been swept off his fishing boat by a big wave. His crew had not heard his cries for help, and now he was swimming for the shore some kilometres away. He was gasping for breath, and his arms were moving very slowly. Opo swam over to the man and circled him. The man looked at Opo's sharp fin and thought it was a shark. However, being an experienced fisherman, he identified her as a dolphin, and he didn't feel afraid. He tried to keep on swimming, but he knew it was too far to the coast and that he couldn't make it. Well, it looks like it's all over for this man, Captain Jack. But Opo was used to having other dolphins with her, and missing her friends, decided she would stay beside the man for companionship. She saw the man was in distress, and she remembered how her mother and her friends had kept a sick member of the family afloat for hours until the dolphin had recovered. They had swum alongside and underneath him, letting the dolphin rest his body on theirs and taking him up for air whenever he needed it. Gently, she moved up to the captain and nudged him with her nose, prodding him towards the shore. Captain Jack tried a few more strokes, but he was too tired. He couldn't swim that far. Softly and very carefully, he rested his arm on Opo's sleek, strong back, and he took a rest. Opo understood what the captain wanted to do. She moved along very slowly and helped the captain regain his strength. In this way they stayed together for more than an hour until suddenly Opo felt Captain Jack stiffen. She looked in the direction of his frightened gaze and immediately understood. The pointing, menacing fin of a hungry shark was slicing through the water towards them. What would they do? Now, a dolphin does not know the meaning of fear, and Opo was determined to save her newfound friend. She darted away from the captain's side and, whipping her beautifully streamlined body to its top speed of 60 kilometres an hour, man that's fast, she darted towards the shark, which was swimming in smaller and smaller circles as it moved in for the attack. Opo pointed her long, bony snout at the shark's underbelly and crashed into him with all her power. Boom! A dolphin's snout may not look deadly, but it is. Although covered in flesh, it cuts like steel when the dolphin makes its thrust. Badly injured, the shark turned to fight its attacker, but he was no match for Opo. He just wasn't fast enough. The dolphin was better. Time and time again, Opo turned on her tail and, like a torpedo, hurtled herself at the shark, driving it further and further away from the captain. The fight was nearly over when Opo heard Captain Jack give a shout of joy. "Over here! Hurrah! Over here!" he yelled excitedly. The Sonama, which had been searching for him since it was discovered he was missing, was now coming towards them. The captain waved his arms and called out again as the boat came up and the shark turned and fled. Opo watched curiously as her new friend was helped on board. The dolphin saved me," said the captain. "Throw her some fish. I want to thank her." The crewmen threw some mullet out for Opo, but she didn't touch it. What they didn't know was that unlike tame dolphins in aquariums, wild dolphins will not eat fish that is thrown to them. You need to slap the fish on the water and then hold it on the surface or just below the surface. Opo, however, could sense that the men wanted to be friendly, and anyway, she didn't want to lose her new friend, Captain Jack. She thought she would follow the Sonama for a little while to see where it led. In a short while, the vessel eased itself alongside the wharf at Opononi. Opo could see it was just a little town with a post office, a petrol station, a store, a hotel, a motor camp, which nestled beneath some pine trees. It was a little place, but the people were normal. They weren't little people. They were just like you and me. Quickly, the word spread around about the dolphin that had saved Captain Jack's life. People came down to the beach to see her and talked excitedly when Opo's dorsal fin occasionally broke the surface of the water or when her head came up to breathe. Opo was in no danger when she broke the surface for air. The dolphin is not a fish, you know. It's a warm-blooded, and it breathes air through a single nostril which opens on its head. This nostril is closed with a valve when the creature is underwater. The dolphin is called a mammal because it has live babies and it feeds them with its milk, just like Mummy did. As the warm, happy summer days went by, more and more people came to see the now famous dolphin, including me. I went to see him as well. And Captain Jack went on television to tell the world about the wonderful thing that Opo had done. Well, Opo didn't know that she'd done anything famous or out of the ordinary. She was just a dolphin. She was happy to be close to the captain and to go out fishing every day with the Sonama and to come back with it. And gradually Opo started to make friends with the holiday makers at the beach, especially the children. She was a playmate for all the youngsters and she loved to swim among them, letting herself be patted. If anyone was rough with her, she would just swim away and she would look for somebody who was more gentle. One day someone gave her a coloured beach ball and she soon discovered how to toss it high out of the water with a flick of her snout. That same snout that drove the shark away. She would flick the ball. It'd be spinning through the air and she would rush forward to be under it when it fell down. Sometimes she would try to sink the ball by pressing it under her body and her tail. She got it down pretty deep at times, and when she let it go, the ball would spring more than a metre into the air from under her. Opo liked to see people watching her tricks and to hear them laughing. If the audience applauded, clapped, then she would make an exultant leap into the air, but she never did this when the bathers or children were very close in case she hurt them. Good dolphin, that one. Her favourite trick was to swim between the legs of the children. Often she would surface quickly and the child would somersault off her back into the water. It was all good fun and gave everyone a laugh. She also liked being photographed with people and she would often allow her head to be cradled in someone's arms out of the water while the picture was being taken. How about that? And that was before the days of cell phones. They just had big cameras like Sabba's back then. Yes, life had been carefree and happy since she met Captain Jack. There was always something to do or some game to play, like swimming into a circle of children who were holding hands and holding the ball. Opo could see her little friends waiting on the beach, ready to play more games. And tonight, she would accompany the Maoris as they gathered pippies, the little shellfish that live in the sand in the ocean shallows. She swam over the beach, and as she did so, she looked over her shoulder to see Captain Jack. Captain Jack was watching, and he gave her a wave and a great big smile. Joyfully, Opo pushed with her powerful tail and shot 2/3 out of the water, using the surging motion of her tail to keep standing upright for some seconds. What a good trick that was. When a dolphin does this, it's called sculling, and it means that it is very happy. And that was just how Opo felt today. Very happy. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the dolphins bite.
And he lives at Opononi by the sea.